Hello ladies and gentlemen and other furries, I'd like to welcome you to this awesome video. Today I'll be doing a virtual vlog of what it's like to be a virtual pilot, the day in the life of a virtual pilot. We're at the moment at the TUI Airways crew building at East Midlands Airport, and we're just about to go through our flight plan briefing to and it's fairly early in the morning, so hopefully it'll be open this time. Fingers crossed. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so today we'll be flying flight BY7572, and it was the 21st of August. So the essential part of any flight is preparation, obviously. Now, I'm going to be shortly just going over the pre-flight briefing, which is a very important part of the flight. It details pretty much everything you'll need to know on the flight before the flight, so that you get nothing unexpected happening at all. This is a fairly average process that we do pretty much every single time we fly, and yeah, it makes sure the safety is the #1 factor here. Questions from any of the cabin crew? No. Okay then. Alright then, that concludes the pre-flight briefing for today. Please gather your documents and everything, and we'll move on to our checking the weather, and then after that we will look at the what time we'll be getting on board our 757 today. Hey, yeah, how you doing? Great to see you guys. Yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, I'm just getting on board now. Oh man, this flight's going to be interesting. The flight deck, I'll see you guys in a bit, thank you. Yo, here we are in the front galley now, just going into the flight deck. Just open the cockpit door now. Rightio, so now I'm going to do a walk around the aircraft. This is where the pilots check for the various safety systems and basically checking everything's in good working order before we fly. This is essential for any flight. Before and after the flight, it's important you go and check round everything. It's all looking okay so far, so good. Now we're going to head down to the other end of the wing and basically go around the whole of the outside of the aircraft until everything's been checked essentially on the aircraft. You can see we're refueling at the moment. Just going underneath the winglet. Just going over to the leading edge, making sure, try not to fall over that hose. The aircraft is all in working order, and I believe it is. Mind the APU, mind the ground power unit there. Alright then, now it's time to get back on the aircraft, and now we're back in the aircraft. I'll just go over the cockpit briefing with my co-pilot and the flight crew, and we'll be typing in the route and ready to go soon.
Hello, Captain. This is the SCCM, reporting that we have boarded all passengers, and bar the flight dispatcher coming on board, we are all ready for departure. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and all furries on board today. On behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you all on board this TUI Airways flight. We hope you are all eager to get on your holiday today. But firstly, we need to go over a few important bits of information before we head on our holidays. Firstly, please note that we have a no-tolerance policy for bad behavior on board. And additionally, smoking is strictly prohibited at all times on the flight. If you do need anything at all today, please don't be afraid to ask a member of your cabin crew on board the flight today. I'm your senior cabin crew member on board today. My name is Karen, and all the crew on board today hope you will enjoy our company and service on board this flight. We will shortly be hearing an announcement from the flight deck regarding further information on the flight, so please pay attention for in case any of you are on the wrong flight. And just generally as well, after the flight deck announcement, we will be showing the safety video, or manual demonstration of the safety features on board this aircraft. And advise you pay your full attention to this at all times, for your own safety. Thanks again for your attention, and on behalf of TUI Airways, we hope you all enjoy your flight with us today.
Hello and good morning, ladies, gentlemen, and any possible animals on board today. I, Captain Toby Wolfie, my first officer, and our senior cabin crew and member Karen, as well as all of the rest of the crew, would like to give you all a very warm and friendly handshake, but unfortunately the fact that we've got the cockpit door between us and the cabin doesn't permit us to do this. Anyhows, we'd like to all welcome you on behalf of TUI Airways on board our aircraft today, which is a Boeing 757-200, operating TUI Airways flight TOM 7572. And this flight is departing from East Midlands and will be arriving at Berlin, not Schönefeld, Brandenburg Airport in about 2 hours' time, roughly. May I remind you that you should place all hand luggage in either the overhead compartments or underneath the seats in front of you, and that all of you must have your own seat backs upright with your armrests down and your tray tables folded away, as we're not planning to serve any food before takeoff, sadly. Please also ensure that you open your window blinds fully for takeoff, as we don't want you to miss out on the spectacular views of the scenery and our lovely aircraft that will hopefully still be flying. I'm sure it will be though, as we have an amazing crew on board today who will do their utmost to ensure that your flight is an enjoyable and safe one. Please also remember that this flight is a non-smoking flight, so don't go trying to smoke, as our onboard smoke detectors will pick this up. and on board, and upon landing you will be met by local law enforcement and will receive a hefty fine from the airline and tour operator, not to mention ruining the otherwise pleasant flight for the other passengers on board. Anyhows, back to the flight. We'll be pushing back from the stand and starting our engines today, which are a pair of lovely Rolls-Royce RB211 535Es, which will be on for the whole of the flight until arriving at our gate at our destination. Following our departure from East Midlands on runway 27, our route will proceed slightly south and then further east. We'll be crossing the Lincolnshire coast or the Norfolk coast. I'm not too sure which one yet. And we'll proceed over the North Sea. We'll be crossing over the Netherlands, Belgium, and just coming into Germany before landing at our destination. Our cruising altitude today is going to be around 38,000 feet, meaning that you get to take in some amazing views of the countries and seas we'll be flying over today. Our flight time for today is around 2 hours, and we'll be arriving at our destination at around 10 AM local time. All times subject to terms and conditions, see website for details. Now on the weather at our destination. Weather at our destination is currently sunny with temperatures of around 25 degrees, average humidity level with a light wind and a direction from the south. So are you ready to begin your holiday? Or specifically, are you ready to begin your trip to Eurofurence? I'm afraid I can't hear you. You're going to have to speak a bit louder. I thought so. Thank you. I sure hope so. So sit down, fasten your seatbelts, pay your full attention to the safety video we'll be showing shortly, and we hope you enjoy the flight and the start of your holiday and your amazing ferry convention at Eurofurence 26. That's it from the flight deck for now. Join us next week for our next episode. Thanks so much, and we hope you have a safe flight and enjoyable flight. And our next update will be while we're flying in the air, hopefully. Thank you very much, and we wish you a safe and pleasant flight. And sit back, relax, and watch the safety video. Thank you.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Hello and welcome to your flight with TUI. Whether it's your first flight or your 50th, do take a moment to look and listen as we talk you through the magic of flying. Please keep your seatbelt fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated. Putting your seatbelt on is easy. Simply clip it together, then adjust it by pulling on the strap. To take it off, just lift the flap. It's not very likely, but if there's an emergency, get into the brace position.
Okay,
If
all
an
doors
oxygen
and
mask
hatches are
drops
closed,
down,
ready to
pull down
connect.
firmly to flight mode.
Tow
Bigger
connected and
electronic
bypass
items
pin
like
inserted.
laptops need to
Release
be
parking
switched off
brake.
and stowed securely in your hand luggage.
Hello, Captain. This is the SCCM, reporting that all doors and exits are closed, armed, and set to automatic. Cross-check completed.
So let's begin engine start procedure. Secondary engine indicators check. Pack control selectors off. Off. Left engine start selector set to ground. Checking to verify N3 rotation. N3 rotation is 25%. Fuel control switch set to run. Set to rich. Engine power's good. Engine stabilized at idle. Set to run. Idle thrust verify. Starting engine number 1. Set to ground.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Roger, setting parking brake ground. Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tows. Stand by.
Roger, standing by. %. Fuel control switch to rich. Set engine to run. Now. Engine temperatures have stabilized. Pack control selectors auto, isolation switch off, APU selector off, status display check, flaps lever set flaps to 15 degrees. Roger, set flap 15. 15 set. 15 is set. Flight controls checking. Flight controls full and free movement established. Turning on transponder. Transponder set. They don't need to be on. Keep the APU running for a bit. That's all established, right, so you can go off. APU might be having a bit of trouble here. But we seem to be alright. Okay, here we go. You ready to go on holiday? No, I certainly am. Let's do this. Speed is alive. 80 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb established. Gear up. Retract flaps. Flaps 5. Flaps 2. Flap 0. We actually took off a bit 20 minutes late, but we should be able to catch up with the time, hopefully. We've actually gone a bit too far. We're at 10,000, so beginning the meal service shortly. We just need to switch bank limit to 10 degrees. Raise that up to cruise altitude. Vertical speed. Switch that to 2,700.
Hello Captain, SCCM here. Just reporting that we are going to be starting the in-flight services shortly. Hello ladies, Gentlemen and all furries on board today, this is Karen, your senior cabin crew member on board today. As we are above 10,000 feet, and the seatbelt sign has been switched off, we will shortly be starting the in-flight services. Despite the seatbelt sign being turned off, we do recommend that you keep your seatbelts on, in case any unexpected turbulence occurs on the flight today. We will shortly be starting the onboard in-flight entertainment system, as well as the onboard radio services, which you can watch or listen to at your leisure for the duration of the flight. You may also use the onboard Wi-Fi too with your own devices. Additionally, we will be starting our food and drinks service in a few minutes. If you have booked a hot meal, it will be delivered to your seats shortly, along with your free drink too. If you haven't, and are only buying snacks, the snack trolleys will be going up and down the cabin after the hot food meals have been served. We will also be running a duty-free shopping service today, which will be your perfect opportunity to get some luxury gifts and souvenirs at competitive prices, not available elsewhere. In the meantime, if you need any of us today, please don't hesitate to contact any member of the cabin crew on board today, and we hope you have a great time on board.
It's upwards 10 degrees. Touchdown. Braking, maximum reverse thrust. Speed brakes up. Flaps up. Exit the next taxiway. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and furries on board today. On behalf of TUI, I'd like to welcome you to our destination today of Berlin. Unfortunately, this means that you are at the end of your flight for today. However, we would like to thank you all for flying on board with us today. It's been an enjoyable experience with you all today. May I remind you, however, that the airport does operate a no smoking policy, and you are not to smoke in the terminal anywhere except in designated smoking areas, and also to be reminded that you must comply with all regulations in place at the airport and in the country at all times when you're visiting today. Well, I hope you enjoy your stay at Eurofurence today and for the following days. And on behalf of the captain, crew and everybody on board today, I'd like to thank you all for flying with TUI and on this special charter flight from East Midlands Airport to Berlin Brandenburg. We will shortly be approaching the gate, and once we are, we will be met by ground services who will then board the aircraft and allow you to deboard into the terminal. From there, you will be met after that by baggage claim with one of our reps, who will guide you to the correct coach, which is waiting outside the terminal for you. Once again, I thank you all very much for flying with us today, and I hope you enjoy your holidays. I know I certainly will at Eurofurence 26, and I hope to see you all again in the very near future. That's it from the flight deck for today. Thank you very much, and once again, Guten Morgen, and have a nice and enjoyable day. Thank you. Flight director's off. Continue taxiing to terminal. I'll go a bit further over. Parking brakes applied. Switch off landing and taxi lights. And we'll switch our red and white anti-collision lights off. Turn on our APU. APU gen on. Wait for that to run up. Turn that to test. And those are off. Set the trim back to neutral. That's down, we want up. Take off trim set. RTO.
Hello Captain, SCCM reporting that ground services have all arrived at the doors, and that we are now ready to set doors to manual, disarm, and open them. Cross-check completed.
Roger SCCM, you're going to open doors, set doors to manual, disarm them, thank you. Auto brake off. GPU power on. And we're going to shut down engines. Fuel control switch is off. Warning system's off. Check the doors are open correctly. Yep, doors are open. Okay. ITO. Let's begin shutdown procedure. Seatbelts off. Off. Air conditioning packs off. They're off already. Window heat off. 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 Air conditioning units off. Radio off. It's off. Bus ties off. Utility bus is off. All electrical systems off. That's off. Your dampener's off. Navigation off. That off. And go for shutdown on our APU. APU off. Gen switch off. Recirc fans off. And GPU disconnect. Standby power off. Battery off. All systems offline. Radio. Okay, let's head out the cockpit then. Rightio, now it's time for us to leave the aircraft. So let me just grab the bags and everything, and I'll open the flight deck door, and we'll be heading out. Oh man, that was a flight and a half. I hope it's fully worth it though, that's all I can say. Yeah, so now we're going to be leaving the aircraft, and we'll be hopefully heading to the bus that's waiting outside. So yeah, that's all I can say. There we go. Let's drop my bags down here for a moment. There we go. Well, this is a nice room, am I right? Well, I'm going to be here for the entire con, so if you ever want to like meet me or hang out with me, hit me up. Oh man. Alright then, that's all from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it and want to see more of this kind of virtual holiday thing, please like, subscribe and click the bell or whatever else. And until next time, see ya, take care, and have an awesome one. Take care, guys.